The Fairfield Foundation of Gloucester County, Virginia presents Save Our History, school kids learning about local history and how to preserve it, with funding from the History Channel. Warner Hall represents one of the most well-preserved plantation landscapes in Gloucester. Although Warner Hall experienced changes, the mansion, surrounding outbuildings, and agricultural fields evoke the image of Virginia's historic plantations. Most notably owned by the Warner and Lewis families, the tobacco-producing farm grew into one of the largest in Gloucester. Today, the Inn at Warner Hall provides guests with the opportunity to experience the landscape and house through an overnight stay, meal, or event.
During our tour of Warner Hall, we saw many old and new buildings and learned how people in the past used the water and roads to reach the plantations. I learned that Warner Hall has two front doors, one on the river for ships and one on land for carriages.
I think this is old well or a new well?
Old well!
No, new.
Looks kind of old, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably from the 1950s.
Pretty
So
old.
it's pretty new. Now, you guys notice anything next to the well? Stones. Now, you think these stones are old or new? These stones are actually from the earlier house. We think these are part of the stone steps that would have led you into the front and back doors.
You have to imagine the gentleman who is writing this is in his 50s, his 60s years. He's stayed here at Warner Hall for a number of years, and he's writing this at the very beginning of the Civil War. Last Tuesday, I was attending to the watering of the stock at the barn, when to my horror I saw some 200 Yankee cavalry coming through our field. I hastened to the house to save your mother, he's writing to his son, who's living in Richmond, from surprise and prepare her for seeing them. They all passed our gate with the stars and stripes flying, except some 12 or 15 who turned in and rode up to the house. This letter tells us a lot about what the Warner Hall looked like when they visited. What's the first building they mentioned? Barn, exactly. Perhaps the barn that you see over here on my left. Now, what's the first animal that you see? In this case, he says watering of the stock. In this case, he's probably talking about cows. Although he might also be talking about horses. One of my horses, I saw 200 Yankee cavalry coming through our, what is he seeing them come through?
Horses.
The horses, and they were walking through what? The field.
Tell us your name.
Hunter Thompson.
Well, why do you think it's important to come and take pictures and look at old buildings?
Because I might not be able to come back here ever again after this stuff.
What sort of things could happen to the buildings that make them go away?
Burn down or get torn down or something.
Warner Hall presents the possibility for many architectural, archaeological, and historical studies. However, it is one of the most accessible plantation landscapes in Gloucester. As an inn, meeting place, and site for public events such as the Battle of the Hook reenactment, Warner Hall exemplifies the way in which historic sites can provide unique opportunities to tourists and the community.